Dive inside and find your mind.
Hey, and we're back. Welcome back for another episode of Blindfold Chess. I've ditched the avatar experimentation. I'm back with my ugly mug, complete with this glorious mustache, of course. Side note to that, it's become a bit of a Christmas tradition. I grow a ridiculous mustache of some sort. Every year it changes. I grow a different style. And basically I ruin the Christmas photos with it. And then I shave it off. So yeah, I'm quite sick. I might not even go to work tomorrow. I'm deathly sick. But I've been laying in bed for about 14 hours. And I figured, oh, well, I'll sit in front of the computer and had a bit of a coffee and a Dayquil. I'm going to try to play a chess game. Blind one at that. Might not go very well, but we'll see what we can do. So without further ado, let's create a game. 30 plus 20. We are climbing up the ranks. So we will see. It's going to start getting harder, and like I say, I'm sick, so it's probably not going to go very well. Hey, we have a game. Let's try to play an English. C4. Confirm. Gonna just make sure the clocks and everything's working good. Okay, my opponent played knight f6. Looks like the clocks are working. We'll play knight c3. No. Knight c3. Confirm. Hope they don't push an immediate d5. It's my least favorite lines to play. I want to ideally go for my Botvinnik setup with the e4 pawn push. Sweet. We're going to get some good lines here, I think. g3. Confirm. Bishop g2. Confirm. So that's his first pawn push of the game. e4. Confirm. Knight. Cancel. Knight g e2. Knight g e2. Cancel. The voice input is cool, but sometimes it's shitty. Knight g e2. Confirm. We're going to castle. So his only pawn push was this. So this is my opponent's pawn structure right now. Which is, unless I miss something. Yeah, they played knight f6. So they have a knight here. Oh, sorry, this is not their pawn structure. They have a bishop there. These are still undeveloped. And this is my pawn structure. Yeah. So usually we want to stop what our opponent's planning. So we're just going to take a look at the pawn structure. That's what my opponent has going. This is what I have going. Now, generally, opponent might want to push this. I think it's a wasted move. Like, I should just play d3. But what if my opponent plays a4? Now, I'm not going to be able to play a4 myself in the future. So but if he plays a4, my knight and my queen attack it. So I think I'm not going to worry. He can't push. If he pushes b5 right now, I can just take, and my knight can take. So I think I'm going to play d3. d3. Confirm. So this is my pawn structure now. I should have snuck in h3 even. But now that he played this g6 move, I can threaten to trap the bishop, so I can always play h3 if he plays bishop g. Oh, my head hurts. Okay, so my opponent is got this for a pawn structure now. Oh. Obviously wants to unleash his bishop. Oh, wait. That's wrong. What am I thinking? I'm so out of it. Okay. And now this is me. Whoops. Now, if he does play bishop a3, that signifies he wants to play b5. I'll play a4. So I'm not worried about that. Generally, you want this bishop to come here. But then you have to watch out for the knight here. So usually you play a preemptive h3 so that you can play bishop e3. But my only concern with bishop e3, let's just take this whole knight idea. Let's say I play bishop e3. Well, now b5 is a bit of an issue because if he takes, and I move my knight, I've now left the b2 pawn. So I think I'm going to play rook b1 before I carry out this plan of the bishop, because my opponent is pushing pawn moves. So I have time. And I'm kind of getting that rook, not only defending my b2 pawn, but getting it off this. So I'm going to play rook b1. Rook b1. Confirm. Then I'm going to play h3, then bishop e3, and then basically the opening's over. And we have a great position. Pawn moves, pawn moves, pawn moves. So we have this, 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 this. I'm going to play h3. h3. Confirm. It not only stops the knight from coming here to attack the bishop here, but it also stops this. So it's a dual purpose move. Often a plan will be is black will put the bishop here and try to put the queen here, and then you play king h2. Bishop e3. Confirm. Very weird pawn structure. This pawn is undefended. This is an undefended pawn that he has to deal with. Probably will push this. Yeah. So this is my opponent's pawn structure now, I believe. This is my pawn structure. Opponent has a bishop here, knight here, knight here, knight, knight, bishop, bishop. So all four of my minor pieces are in the game while my opponent's knight on b8 is not. Now, generally, now that the opening is over, it's time for a pawn break. In this English, it's b4, d4, or f4, depending on the position and where the pieces are, and this is where I go a little foggy. I don't know which one to do. b4 is out, so we're ruling that out. Let's look at d4. d4 would hang my c4 pawn, because the bishop is eyeing it up. That leaves f4. We could just keep improving. I could put a queen here and threaten this bishop, but usually that'll give black the time to play like knight here and then play f5, which gets annoying. So I think I'm going to play f4 right away. f4. Confirm. The only thing this does is leave this bishop undefended. Something I have to remember. Yeah. I don't know. I think f4 was the move, or it was queen d2. he plays bishop h6, then I'll play queen d2. He took. But that is because I did not know there was a pawn there. So this whole time he played e5 at some point. So my opponent's pawn structure is like this, or was like that. So I missed d5 in there. That's unfortunate. But I'm glad that I played f4 because d4 would have been super terrible. Okay. Now what do we take back with? The knight or the bishop? We could also consider taking back with a pawn. Wouldn't that be ballsy? If we take back with the knight, we're attacking the bishop, which I like. And we can then plan it in here. So I think we're going to play knight takes f4. Knight takes f4. Cancel. Knight f4. Confirm. Crazy. So my opponent's pawn structure looks like this now. We have a successfully traded off a flank pawn. And he retreated. So this is my opponent's pawn structure. I've traded off my f pawn. My knight is here, my bishop is here, my bishop is here, my knight is here. He has all these light square weaknesses now. My knights cannot be attacked on the light squares. This is an outpost from heaven right now. Something to be aware of. And this is what my opponent's looks like. So I think it's a no-brainer. We could hop in. We've protected the b2 pawn. We could hop in with a knight. And I think we should, because then we'll be attacking this pawn. So we're going to play knight f d5. As long as I'm not messing this up. He did play c5 to stop my bishop, right? Yes. Okay. Knight f d5. Confirm. Let's hope it doesn't get snatched by a pawn and I overlook something. Knight d5. Confirm. Now this helps his bishop come alive, though. Something to be aware of. We're now attacking this pawn. But the queen defends it. But I guess we're not really attacking. Rook a6? Okay, he's defending it more than twice. Why? The queen defends it, does it not? I don't understand. Okay. This is what we got for pawn structures. We got a rook there, a knight here still, bishop there, and a bishop here. I have a knight, a bishop, and a bishop. And my rook is staring down an open file. I could win this bishop if I want. Or this bishop if he trades it. And put a rook. No. Ooh, I almost blundered there. There's a queen staring at that right now. Never mind. Okay. Rooks here and rooks here. B5 might be a threat now. No, because I attack the rook. What's a plan going forward? Well, now I could push d4 as well. Feels kind of slow. His knight can now come here and then there and here. Maybe I play d4 now before anything else. Yeah, but with my knight in the way, what am I doing with d4? Just weakening my pawn structure. So I think we need to go after this bishop. I think queen d2 is what's happening. Queen d2. Confirm. He might push f5 himself now. I don't understand why the bishop is coming back here. I don't understand this. I don't understand. He just moved his bishop back. Guess he wants to move his queen and doesn't want to deal with that check stuff, but what if I go here now, attacking the queen? If he pushes the pawn, I now have a rook and a bishop. I could take. He takes. I have a knight here. Yeah. I kind of like bishop g5. Bishop g5. Confirm. Now, don't I have a knight and a rook? I got a rook here. Right? Oh, but he's got a rook there. So if I take, he takes, I take, he takes, yeah. So that was a dumb move. I forgot about his rook. Bishop h6. Confirm. This is my opponent's pawn structure over here. I think we're going to take the bishop. He's going to take my knight. King took. So this is the pawn structure. He's got a bishop here, rook here, queen here, knight here still, rook here. I have rook, knight, bishop, queen. I'm not really sure how to play this now. Probably b3. Do I push a d4? Oh this is my pawn structure. Gotta watch out for that. I think we'll go back. I want to save this knight. Knight c3. Knight c3. 1. We can't let that knight be taken. Okay, we gotta go king f2. Or, sorry, king h2. Getting a little hard for my sick brain to... Finally, he gets the knight in. Okay, so pawn structure looks like this. He's got a beautiful outpost here. It's coming. Can't do anything about it. But got a bishop here. We got a knight here. He's got a knight here and a bishop here. That's all we got left. And then our rooks, of course. Rook. Rook. His pawn structure looks like this. So what stops me from putting a knight here and then my queen here? Right? Knight b5. Confirm. Now, Okay, so we've got here. And we have knight just went here. But now that my knight is not there, I think b3. Where is my queen? She's still there. So I think the queen is still protecting this pawn. I think d4 is going to be a thing here. But then that would... So I need to play b3. b3. Confirm. And then I'm going to play d4. Knight is sure doing a lot of hopping. Defending everything, eh? Oh, this knight wants to come here. So maybe we put our queen here now. Change plans from the d4 plan. That way, if he does play the knight there, then I will take... No, I can't. Yeah, I will take on... Yeah, let's play queen f4. Queen f4. Now our knight and queen coordinate here. You know, I could also just consider... But can't he just play rook d8? I didn't even think about that. And then I suppose I'm going to have to play h4 if he plays rook d8. Okay, did he not just hang his first pawn of the game? Queen is here. Rook is here. Rook is here. I gotta be very sure of this. Knight is here. Bishop is here. My knight is here. My bishop is here. My queen is here. Is that not just a free pawn? No, it's not because of the knight. But is this not a free pawn? Right? No, because the king is here. So that's why he played queen d8. Woo! It's protected by both the queen and the king. And this would have been a huge blunder because it's protected by the knight. I really don't know. I guess we'll just double up. Rook f2. Rook f2. Confirm. Man, this knight is going for a hop. Okay, he left though. He left. He's trying to defend this pawn, but he now definitely hung this pawn. Had to have. Because the knight was the only thing protecting it. So I'm going to play queen takes. Knight takes. Oh, but does that hang this pawn? It does. Shit. Here I am thinking I'm doing so well. Fuck. Fucking fuck. Now I'm gonna lose such a crucial pawn. Okay, this is the pawn structure. I nabbed a pawn. Rook here, bishop here, knight here, rook here. Knight here. Ooh, what about protecting it with the pawn? Bishop is here. What about protecting it with the pawn? If he takes... No, because the bishop is there. Fuck. That sucks. I totally fucked up. I lost a crucial fucking pawn. Pretty frustrated with myself. That was a dumb move. Shit, I didn't see that, but I guess it's blindfold chess, so... Do I want to open up a line and lose a pawn for nothing? And then this pawn, I mean, my king is here protecting everything. I think we got a rook here and a rook here. We can double and try to do some shit, but... yeah, we just gotta give it up. Oh, but I have a fork. He can't take the pawn. Ooh, I didn't see that. It's two undefended pieces. And he can't defend both. He did it. Okay, let's just think about this. If I put the knight there, the rook is here, the bishop is here, undefended. I am attacking both. I just got lucky with that. And I checked his king. So his king moved here, attacking my bishop. I think I'm completely winning now. This is the pawn structure. He's got one knight left here, a rook here, and a rook here. I have a rook here, and a bishop here. Or sorry, a knight here. Oh, and I have my bishop. So, we'll attack his rook by playing knight f4. Knight f4. Confirm. Then we have a beautiful outpost again, and nothing can take it. Because this is our pawn structure. We finally got a break. Time is always an issue in these blindfold games. I think I'm going to play rook b2 to connect my rooks on the second rank. And then play rook d2. Yeah, he went back. Now, do I want to take this outpost? This is my opponent's pawn structure. This is my pawn structure. Knight here. Rook here, rook here. Knight here, bishop here, rook here, rook here. I could attack this pawn and this pawn because the rook. So yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. Yeah. Right? Knight d5. Knight d5. Position's falling apart. Confirm. I'm threatening check. I'm also can threaten with the knight. I'm also threatening. Yeah. So my opponent's pawn structure looks like this now. Mine looks like this. The knight is protected, so... But if we take, we're allowing his knight back in the game. And right now that pawn's pinned, so I don't have to worry about that. Should I just take this pawn? That would allow him to connect the rooks. I think I'll play rook b2 just because. That pawn, it is another pawn. This bishop is slowly coming alive. This is what I think the pawn... So he got his king out of the pin, which makes sense. But I'm going to go back. I could just push. Or we could... Let's play rook b f1. Rook b f1. 2. I can always take with the bishop. Knight d5. Confirm. I think I'm going to start playing with the mouse now that I'm less than 10 minutes. Maybe I'll wait till 5-minute mark, 6-minute mark. Starts getting a little stressful doing the voice input. Okay, he's doubled rooks. I would love a rook trade. King g1. Confirm. If he doesn't do anything, I'm going to push e5 next. Why would he move his king there? Okay, so we're having a stare off. I took this pawn. We're having a stare off. Why can't I just push? Or I gotta get this bishop in the game. Rooks. He's got his rooks here. His knight is trapped. He wants to maybe reroute his knight. Bishop h1. Let's see what he does. Confirm. If he moves the knight, I'm going to take on f. Okay. So he wants me to do something. Okay. Let's come up with a new plan. Oops. Let's go here, here, here. But if I do that, then he'll take. But then I can always go here to defend the rook after taking with the bishop. Right? So let's not blunder this. Knight f4 takes, move the knight. Yeah. Knight f4. Cancel. I'm done with the voice input. I got my rooks here, my king here. The knight can defend the rook on f2. But my king also defends it on f2, so it's all good. He takes, I take, he takes, yeah. This is my opponent's pawn structure now. That's all he's got. Bishop is coming alive. Gonna go here next. Okay, so my opponent has... He's trying to defend something. I don't know. Okay. That's my opponent's pawn structure. Boom. Boom, boom. I got a piece here. Piece here. Pieces here. Pawns. Like this. Okay, he's trying to defend that. So we could just trade rooks. I could force a trade of rooks. Attacking this pawn. Oh, I feel like shit. This game has went on way too long. So after the trade of rooks, he can't move a rook to defend it because then I'm going to take another one. Actually, he could move this rook because this knight... No, the knight doesn't defend the rook. Never mind. The knight went there. Interesting. We're going to take. He took with the pawn. Pawn's here and here. That's it. He's got 2 rooks left. That's it. I have 2 rooks. This is my pawn structure. I think. Fuck off. And my knight. Yeah. So we're going to take here. So now he's got 3 pawns left. Knights make good blockaders, so I'm actually going to consider coming back. Got 2 pawns here. So we have 1, 2. This is all he's got. I just took here. But now I can take here because my rooks are connected and defend my knight. Right? Now he's got 2 pawns left. Okay, rook here. King here. Pawn here. Pawn here. I have a knight here, and a rook here, and a king here. So this is what we're looking at. We're just going to come back. King can go there. Protect these and get off the pack rank. I don't understand. So we're here. This knight needs to get in the game. Whoops. Here. I kind of want to go here. But I'll just protect the pawns. Once I can trade that rook, we're going to be golden. Okay, he's got his rook here, pawn here. I got my rook here and my knight here. So yeah, we're going to get that knight on d5. Be a good outpost. Good thing my king's here, protecting these pawns. Okay, he's sure playing with fire here. It's too bad that my rook can't leave the... I need to protect this pawn somehow. Pretty tough. I don't know how to do this. Blindfolded, I mean. I guess my king can venture. He's checking my king. One. Whoops. This is my pawn structure. He's here. I'm here. Huh. He can't check me because my rook's here. Oh, that could have been a blunder. My rook is here. Huh. That was almost a blunder. Whew. I get my king. Okay. Can I go here? No, the king's there. So, if the king's here, why can't I play this? Screw it. This is getting crazy for a blindfold game. Check. Should I just walk my way all the way over? Block now with the knight. Whoa! What did I miss there? Oh, didn't he just checkmate himself? I forgot I had a pawn there. Okay. I forgot I had a pawn there. That scared me, like he took my rook or something. But I knew my rook was on the second file. Wild. Okay. Well, considering I'm pretty freaking sick, that was reasonable. We'll take a little burn through the game. Took a long time before my opponent made a mistake. That was obvious to me anyway. So this was my first kind of fuck up. I didn't understand that. I forgot about this move. E5. I forgot they played E5 here. So this entire time I thought the pawn was still on E7. And when I pushed F4, I thought it was on E7. Nonetheless, I bet you F4 was still the right choice. Especially, I'm glad I didn't go for D4 there. My next mix-up was this. Because I forgot when he pushes this, the rook is now becomes a defender. So then I had to switch up plans. I don't know if this was the right strategic decision. Attacking my h3 pawn. Now, I thought he was going to play knight d4, and at least I'd have the option I'd probably take. trade my knight for his knight because his knight would be a monster on d4 and I would double his pawns and that would be a weakness to attack. He's not able to easily defend it because he has a late scored bishop. He played here and he started going for some knight hops. I pushed b3 because I wanted to push d4 if he kept his knight there. But then I saw that he was probably eyeing up coming for this. So then I switched gears and counterattacked that pawn, while also attacking this pawn. He defended that pawn. I almost blundered and took here, forgetting the knight was defending it. So I decided, okay, let's just target this. And he got focused on defending it. He tried to put the rook, expose the rook as a defender, but then it hung this pawn that I wanted originally. So, okay, now I have an advantage. But then, what I overlooked in this sequence was after all the dust settles, a crucial pawn is hanging. So probably would have been better to play rook d1 and then take. Rook d1 would have been better. So, but luck would have it that I had this beautiful resource if he took, which was a mistake. Boom. And I actually saw a resource here for him. I don't know if I said it out loud, but I was thinking he could take here, sacrifice a bishop. I can't take the rook because then he wins the knight. So then I take back the bishop. Well, I guess I could. He wins a pawn, I win a rook for 5. Then he wins, so it'd be I'd win a +1. Or if I just take, I win +2. And he'd have to move his rook. Then I'd probably go here, attack this pawn and this pawn. So it's still winning, but that's, I thought rook or bishop takes c4 was the way to go here. But he went here, won a free piece with check. Got the outpost, attacked 2 pawns at one time, which was beautiful. And then I found this difficult. Low time, sick, struggling to keep track. I did not want to give his knight a way out. So he wasted a move, I wasted a move, he wasted a move, and then I decided to go here. Protect my b. It's all about protecting my a2 pawn. And then since my rook is tied down to the defense of the second rank, it was time. And I almost blundered here. I almost pushed this. Because I was thinking, oh, if he checks me, I can duck. Forgetting about my rook. So, thank God. And then I forgot about that pawn there. I thought here he was going to check me. I thought he was going to check me and I was going to go here. And then this would have been made. So that was my plan. But he just helped. So, pretty cool. We'll take a look at the analysis board. Holy shit. Not bad. 4 inaccuracies, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 30 average centipawn loss, 94% accuracy. My opponent had no blunders, but 4 mistakes, 89% accuracy. Crazy. My opponent was rated 1500. Let's take a look. 1,500 in classical with 2,000 games. 2,200 games. Wins 47% of the time. We did pretty decent. All right, well, feel pretty decent about that. I'm going to get out of here. Till next time, cheers.